Welcome to TradingLounge and the US indices and a few stocks for the 30th of March. So with the S&P 500 here, we're looking at, on this count, we'll have a look at another count, but on this count we're looking from wave 4 here, going up to wave 5 here for this. And in that 5-wave structure, we're looking at 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4, and 5 in blue. And then of course we're looking for 5 waves between wave 4 and wave 5 here. We have wave 1 and 2 here, and we're just beginning wave 3 here, and there will be wave 4 and wave 5 here for this. Now, as you may know, I've been counting this one, this particular count here from down here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. That can finish here as well as the top of the trend, or we can have it as wave 1 or wave 3 coming back to wave 4. So the other count that we've got here, as you may know, because we need to start talking about this a little bit more now. So the other count that we've got here looks a bit like this here, with wave 1 here and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 moving up here for wave 3, coming back for wave 4, and then going up for wave 5. Now, the way that I'll just resolve this is just simply that we understand that the market will be working across the 4,000 here. So we also know the market's in, this particular market is in no hurry to go anywhere. It's just been sort of chugging along through here. It hasn't really been expanding in any way. So we're not really going to see any, you know, sort of major strong moves within all of this space around the 4,000 here. So it's just going to be a very steady, slow wave structure. And yeah, currently we're at resistance here, so we've got the arrival. So we're, in a nutshell, we're looking for this pattern here. So if this is the 4,000 across here, we'll be looking for the arrival, which we've got. We've had the reaction, and we're coming up, we're in about here somewhere now. So we're looking for this first high above the level. So normally we see 5 waves within this structure, and then we'll be looking at this as probably in 3 waves. The top of the market, because when we look at this on the weekly chart here, you know, from wave 4 here, it's possible to count, you know, this is quite a nice size really when I think about it. If I just remove these here, you know, it's possible to have wave 5 sitting at the top here when we get here. I mean, this is a nice trend through here for this. So when I compare, you know, when you compare, you know, this correction here, this expanded flat here, and then making the next high here to the level, that's a good target area to go to. So it's quite possible that there is a top at that point there. But of course, I don't know that. So we just need to gather evidence. We've either got that, or we'll have wave 3 here. And it's also possible to have wave 1 sitting here as well for this. So there's a lot that can go on through here, but as I mentioned, we'll just take it step by step. And we'll just be looking for, well, the first thing we'll be looking for is this 5-wave structure up here that we're counting. And when we get to the top here, well, we'll know that we're going to go into a correction. So just knowing that's pretty good. So this correction here that we have should be 60% bigger than this correction here for this. And this one here should also pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here as well. I should have done this picture coming down here a little bit further, but not to worry. Yeah, so we just have to work through this pattern really. And we've got to kind of figure out, you know, if we've got, it's not going to, we won't know for a while what we've actually got here for this. It was only after a few things develop, because in all cases we're going to get 5 waves down in the first leg here, and we're going to get 5 waves down in the first leg here as well. So it's really only until it gets much sort of bigger that we'll know. Now there is personality with wave structures as well, so if this is going to be like a top of the market, we're going to get wave 1 here and 2 here, and we're going to get a wave 3 coming down. Well, it's going to come much further down and faster down than this wave C leg here, for example. I mean, we could even get a triangle across this level as well if we're looking at an intermediate wave 4. So it could, you know, there's a lot that could go on here and we won't know, but what we'll do is we'll just continue to track the structure as we move down, and we'll get an idea from stocks as well. We won't be totally lost, but just wanted to point that out at this point. So as far as it goes at the moment, we're just looking for this 5 waves up here as 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4 and 5. How far will it go to the upside? Well, that's a little bit of a guessing game as well, but of course we can use Elliott Wave and Fibonacci extensions and so on and so on. But the problem with all of that in this case is that 4,000 is a, you know, it's a big strong number, and the market's going to stick to it as well. And also too, as one of our members, Anil, pointed out, that I think it was Morgans and Goldman's have liquidated over $15 billion worth of stock. A lot of it's been the Chinese stocks, Alibaba and Baidu and Tencent and so on. But I'm sure they mentioned that they've probably got, you know, other big tech stocks as well. So, and normally with Elliott, you know, when you're looking at Elliott, you've got your little 5 wave structures like this here. What normally happens is that you know, obviously there's people that have, you know, big companies like Goldman's that engineer and buy stock at, you know, on the turn here and force it up, and then the public get involved in the 3rd wave here, and then the FOMO sort of situation comes in here. But this is where these people down here start selling into the 5th wave here. So we've got the 5th wave here, and we'll have the 5th of the 5th. So all of this here, this can all go up on lower volume. This 5th wave can be lower volume than the 3rd wave here. So that's why it ends up folding back over at this particular point. And of course the tech stocks are on you know, in the courtrooms at the moment, on telly and social media at the moment as well, getting a bit of a hammering. But still, anyway, let's stop the waffle and let's just cruise in and have a look at this particular structure where we are. So if we consider we consider this wave 4 here, on our website we've also got this finishing as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave up here. That's possible. So we'll need to be a little bit cautious around this wave 3 here, but otherwise we'll be looking for wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4, and then going up for wave 5. So we can bring that wave 5 up here for this, and how far will it move up here? I'm not quite sure. And do we have wave 3 and 5 and all that sort of stuff? So but this is the pathway that we're looking at the moment. So for the time being, we just got well, wave 3 in here, and wave 4 and wave 5 up here. So we should be having a nice little run in this movement through here. The only hurdle I see is the big number here, where we're going to see a lot of you know, turnover. So it could get a little bit messy in that space. Let's just go in and have a closer look at this. We've got a few positions in through here. So from wave 1 and wave 2 here in green, we're looking for the first move up here as wave 1 and 2 here. And once we get on the level here, and you've got that little classic trading levels pattern here, we'll look to add to the position once we've got support here. And there's probably a different way to count this as well. So I'll just go to the tick chart for this. Just need a bit more. So we talked about getting in down much lower here, so we'll just work this for a second. So just in a very tight situation here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here with an A and a B and a C wave here. A little bit dodgy, so it may not be correct in here. And then we could look at this as wave 3 here and ABC for 4 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So it's possible to have wave 1 here for this and then coming back for wave 2 here, but because I've got these positions in here, I want to get it to break even and cash in on this one, so I'll just let those run. But otherwise the count will be further up, coming back to the 1 hour chart here for a moment. Otherwise we're going to see it play out further up here for this. So if we move up to the 4,000, well then we'll know that we've still got more to go. So in this count here I've got wave 2 here, which is the same as the other one, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave. Not that it matters that much, but otherwise if you go for the journey, you can just copy this and keep the stop. Well, we'll just keep it out of the way actually until 4,000 is the support. So that's the other way to look at it, whichever way like suits you the best. We've all got to manage not only the markets but ourselves. So that's the S&P all there. So I'll just move that out of the way for a moment. Now the NASDAQ, I won't go into the bigger picture because it's much the same, but this thing with the NASDAQ, as you know, those tech stocks haven't started to push up yet, but I feel that they, I've been saying that they should be pushing up, and that they are, but they're not very much. But they're still within the wave structure of being bullish. They're just not moving up very well. The S&P is above this high here now for that. So Tesla and all those guys are working off their current lows, so we'll be looking at those. But yeah, as far as I can see here, I have to stay with wave 4 here, and I have to stay with wave 1, an A and a B and a C wave for wave 2 here, and then we're starting to see a little impulse wave moving up here for the NASDAQ. We have been looking at this getting in earlier here rather than on the level. The safe trade is on the level as support, right? And the smaller trade here just on the hourly chart was moving in here, and I'll just keep the stop here out of the way at the moment. But in a way I can see that this is impulsive, moving to the upside, so we should see it continue to move up, and I think as people start to see it move up, it will attract a lot of interest and then move up from that point. So we'll just need to see how that goes. And the Russell, it's been a little bit of a tricky count, this little thing here. It hasn't taken the low out here for this, and I can count this as 3 waves down here. So I think this can actually just push up from here. So from wave 4 here, we'll look at this as wave 1 and 2 back here, and then pushing up for 3, 4, 5 up here. So that's how I'm figuring that's going to end its structure up here. And the 2500 here is the medium level. There's obviously other levels in here that are important. So from the 2000, the 100 is important, all part of group 1 and 2 here and 3 here for this. So it hasn't really developed a nice tested support on 3, because once it does that, then it will push straight up to 5. Markets work quite quickly between numbers 3 and 5 in both directions, and also 5 and 8 as well. But I normally use 72 in that case, so 72 and 5 in that case. That markets move quite quickly, but markets don't move that quickly between 1, 2 and 3. But I think that this is looking like wave 1 here and 2 here, so it's it'd be pretty safe to buy this top here and then put the stop wherever that low is there if that pushes up from that point. I won't spend too much time on the Russell because we don't really trade it. So tech stocks, Tesla first. So there's I've got this as the A wave here, then an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, and then we'll look down for the C wave. Adrian mentioned that it can count down as an ABC, and I agree with him on that as well. So we can look at this move here as wave A or wave 1 and wave B and wave 2 here. And we'll know once we start moving up through here, because if it moves up to here and then just fails to the downside at that point, well, then we'll know. But far as the ABC goes here for this, we just go to the tick chart, from the daily to the tick chart, pretty much just to save time with this. So yeah, the A wave here, and then wave A or 1 here, and then we've got really quite a nice structure here, I have to say, in terms of an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for the A wave, then the B wave here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down here for this. There's a little bit of a problem with this structure. I won't go into it at the moment. But we've talked about it climbing here. If you want to get a little bit closer to the market, in this case, we could probably just go onto this one here for that. But there's high risk in this. This is not looking very impulsive here. It could just collapse again from this point. So you'd want to keep it pretty tight at that point. If that gets breached, if that does get breached here, you could probably bring the stop up under this level here to keep it really tight. And then you'd also want to look to add through group 1 here if you're on that, if you're in that mode there. So 1, 2, and 3 of minor group 1 of 600, so you can add through that. Even whichever way you look at it, if this is an A wave here and a B wave here, the C wave should come back up to these tops here. So all in all, an okay-ish trade. But the reason that we're trading it is because if it is wave 1 here, then that will be heading much higher at that point, and to have that tucked away there would be good. And square, I think we've got one more low in square, so I'm looking at this as a flat correction, as an A and a B and a C. I know it's corrective, so that's the main point. So we'll be taking that high out at some point. It's just what pattern do we have with this? But an A wave, a B wave, and I'm thinking a C wave here with one more move to the downside for this. So from the top here, from the B wave top, and I should just get that a bit more accurate there, but 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, an extension in the 5th wave to make wave 3 here. And we're not seeing an impulse wave in this structure, so it's got to be corrective. So it could get a bit ugly. It could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here. So it could get like a little C wave in here or something, and then come down for the 5th wave here. It'll only be small because the extension's in the 3rd wave, so wave 1 here and wave 5 will be roughly the same. So yeah, we were going to go along here, but this just doesn't look impulsive, so I'll just put it out of the way there. In terms of it rallying to a wave 4, it can come all the way up to 20 at that point, possibly. So anywhere from, well, let's put it in while we're here. So it can rally to here to here. So that's the problem with this here for us to trade it. We could just get sucked in. So we need to be above that at that point. So we just need to see how this plays out first. And Apple, much the same as the other ones, with a 5-wave structure down here, then an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here, and then a C wave down here. So this little move here, can we trade that? Well, yeah, we can do, just because nothing else is happening basically. So let's just check in here. So what we've done here, let me just get in a bit more data. So we know this one is corrective because of this first leg here. It's it's very much a corrective pattern here, and then we can look at this as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. But you see that sharp little move here, so we're being triggered in here. But I'm okay with that because, sorry, I should have put it down onto the next one here, but we can see that it's impulsive, and that can be the ABC, so I can just shapen this up a little bit here. I might need to drop this green labeling down 1 degree of structure, but I'm just going to leave the stop out of here until this is gone. If you're not long in this already, then you can go long on these highs here for that, on that high, whatever. This is group 1, so to scale in through group 1 is important here, so we can do that through 1, 2, and 3 here of group 1. Yeah, so anyway, that's going okay, but we still really need to leave this pretty close to that there, aren't we? The only thing, no, I think we're okay. This didn't finish off very nicely here, so that bothers me a little bit. I wonder if we've got some sort of A wave, or A wave, B wave, and C wave to this point. Probably move the stop up a bit. We don't need to leave it right there, but okay, let's just see how that plays out. And alphabet, nothing really sort of happening here as such, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Still the same, but we should push up now from that point. And Amazon here. So I'll just go to the daily chart here just to bring in the picture here. So once again, we know that this market is, this pattern here is corrective, and we will be taking that high out at some point here. And we know it's corrective because the first move here is in 3 waves, and obviously this here looks pretty corrective as well. So I'm thinking we're on the right track with an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4. We've got a bit of an impulse wave here, which could look as wave 1, an A and a B and a C wave here just on this chart, but when I break it down, it doesn't count that well like that. So it's a little bit of a problem here for this. I don't know if we are going to go up here in an ABC pattern here into here somewhere and then come down again in line with Apple and a few others. So yeah, I mean, I'd assume that we just go straight up from here because this is sufficient here as a wave 4, but we just need to be a little bit careful about this. So just on the tick chart here, I've counted it up as being corrective, but it may not be the case. It might just have just might be the way. It might just be a leading diagonal triangle in this space here for this, for that, and having wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C. We can pop that in there. It's not a big deal, but I didn't want to get us lost in, you know, thinking it's the you know, into a big powerful third wave. But we're starting to get a nice little, we've been triggered in here, and we've got a position here, we've been triggered in here. We'll add another position on the 100, look for a little classic trading levels pattern here. So we'll probably see this, if I can map this out here, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming into here, and then an A and a B and a C wave coming back here before push up. So that, just refining that a little bit, this, move that out of the way, grab that, try and get that on the second high here for that. The reason we don't buy it down through here is that, and if you can figure out that it is actually 5 waves there, well, then you could buy on the low here, okay? But otherwise, because that will be, the thing is you've got to watch is that this move down here is from the high, isn't it? And it does appear to be 5 waves, so we have to watch the point that it could fail at, which will be the 50-60%, which is right where on this level here now. So we're going to see it play out there, but if it was going to fail, that's where it would fail from, you know. So buying it here, you'd be buying it in a, you know, you're catching sharp knives, so to speak. So the safe trade, don't Doesn't give you as much money, but it's safer. Alrighty, I'll leave it all at that. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.